Hi, I'm Mary Riley, the chef and owner of the Savory Kitchen, a personal chef and in-home catering company. And today we're going to make a Pisco Sour. Pisco Sour is a cocktail that uses Pisco brandy. These are both Piscos. Pisco is made both in Chile and Peru. There's a lot of contention over which country makes the better Pisco. I think a lot of it has to do with what country you come from. One advantage for Peruvian Pisco is that Peruvian Pisco is actually distilled directly to bottle strength. It's never diluted, whereas Chilean Pisco doesn't have that level of protection. So most of the Pisco aficionados I know recommend a Peruvian Pisco. That said, it can be hard to find more than one type of Pisco in your area. So if you have a choice, go for the Peruvian, but if you don't, your Pisco Sour will still be great if you use Chilean. So to make a Pisco Sour, first I'm just going to squeeze some of my fruit. A great way to get extra juice out of lemon or lime is to roll it between your hands before you cut and juice it. You can get a lot more juice out of the fruit that way. I use this is a Mexican lemon juicer. I find that it gets a lot more out of the fruit than squeezing by hand. It's not an essential piece of equipment for your bar, but if you have access to one, you'll find that you get a lot more juice out of your fruit. Now, to make your Pisco Sour, you need a piece of equipment called a Boston shaker. And a Boston shaker is simply a mixing glass and a shaking glass, and they go together to make a seal, and that's where you'll shake your cocktail. Usually you'll mix your drink in this part of the shaker, but so everyone can see what we're doing, I'm going to mix it in this one. First, I'm going to separate my egg, and I just want the white. Then I'm going to I'm making enough in here for 2 drinks. So I'm putting 1.5 ounces of lemon juice and 3 ounces of Pisco. One of the things a lot of folks go back and forth on or argue about is whether or not you should be measuring the alcohol that goes in your drink. I strongly recommend you do. It guarantees that you get a much more precise measurement. Your drink will taste consistently the same each time you make it, and it's just so easy to make a mistake when you're counting. And then I'm putting in 2 ounces of simple syrup. And first, I'm going to do what's called a dry shake. And a dry shake is when you put your cocktail together and you shake it without ice. And what this does is it just starts to emulsify the egg. It starts to mix everything together. And it can get you, especially with egg drinks, got a good suction on my shaker here. There we go. It can get you a good blend. So now we've done our dry shake, and now we're going to add ice to the shaker. You want to get your shaker bottom pretty full of ice because you really do want this drink to be nice and cold. Tap your glass back on and shake. You see how the bottom is starting to really frost up? You want to make sure you get that frost. Now, a nice way to check your drink to make sure it's the flavors the way you want it is just take a drinking straw, dump it into the glass, taste. If you need a little more acid, a little more sugar, you can add it now before you've poured it out into your glass. You use this kind of strainer with this type of shaker bottom. We made enough for 2 drinks. Generally, 1 egg white will provide enough froth for 2 drinks. But it's awful hard to use half an egg white when you want to make just 1. The traditional garnish is bitters across the top. Then you swirl it in with a toothpick. And there you have Pisco Sour, ready to enjoy.